Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Today I got a new product that I wanted to show you guys. I'm actually pretty excited about this because I've been waiting for this to come out for a while now. Mostly because, for a while I've been using mostly like Surefire X300s, right? And these are great lights. They're actually really well built, high lumen output. The switchology is great on these. But this year at SHOT Show, I saw a new light that came out, and so been kind of waiting for them to release it, and now that they're actually out, I finally got my hands on one. So this is the Streamlight TLR7. I mean, these have been out for a little bit. I think like people already have them in their hands, but I finally got a chance to get one on my own. The thing that's cool about this is, Surefire came out with the XC1. I wasn't really impressed with that because, AAA battery, didn't have very good battery life, only 200 lumens, so that's pretty low. Especially, if you're out and about in a dark alleyway at nighttime, you kind of want like a high lumen output. The APLC came pretty close, but they also didn't use like a more standard size battery. So essentially like the AAAs at least are pretty common. You can get them everywhere. But using a CR2 battery, I think it's super uncommon, or basically like you kind of have to go out of your way to get spares. Whereas I normally carry a Surefire light and that uses the CR123A style. And so what excited me was instead of having like a light that when you have this on the end of your gun, it sticks out way past the end of the gun. Holy shit, that's super dirty. So you've got like an inch hanging off the front. You get a lot of carbon buildup here, which is, why some people will run compensators, right? So if you got a compensator on your gun, it's going to make it so it's flush, and then you're going to get less carbon buildup on the lens and have to clean it off all the time. So basically this guy, as you can see on the photo in the packaging, that is a Glock, I believe 19 model, and it's flush with the front of the gun. So basically it keeps carbon from building up the lens. You don't have to clean it as often, and it's a low profile, so that way if you're carrying it, especially appendix, you're not going to have as much of something of a protrusion out the front that's going to push up against your thigh, or concealing it to the rear and having it poke out the back because you've got it canted at an angle. There's a lot of benefits to having a smaller light on your gun, but I wanted something that was high output and used a common battery. So the TLR7, here it is in all its glory. Actually, this is the first time I'm playing with one aside from when I saw it at SHOT Show and played with it on a blue gun. It's very small, but they boast and I guess boost 500 lumen count, which is pretty cool. The one thing I will say about Streamlight is that their attachment method is not my favorite. It's like a thumb screw style thing, and it's like a crescent shape. I don't know if there's a special kind of tool out there for that, but I feel like, if you're jamming a flathead into that groove to kind of tighten it down, it's like only the 2 points of the flathead are going to contact, and so you're more likely to slip or scratch. I don't think it's as good of an idea, and I'm not sure if there's like a specific coin size that will fit it well, maybe like a dime or something like that. So I'm going to play around with this and see how that goes, but I'm going to put it on my standard Glock 19, so this is like my daily carry gun, and with it on there, it should have a really low profile. What I am missing still is I've been using the Tenacore holster, and the Tenacore holster doesn't accommodate lights quite yet. I know that that's something that they're kind of in the works for, so moving forward, they should have some kind of an option for light, and I'm really hoping that it comes out for the TLR7. So let me reach here and grab a tool, and let's crank this guy open. So it looks like there's 3 screws on the back plate that will allow you to remove the back plate, which is a little bit annoying, mainly because if you're trying to switch the batteries on an X300, you just pop this lever and the batteries are accessible without tools, which is super nice. The other thing about it is they have a quick disconnect function with the X300A, so you can pop it on and off really easily, whereas this one, once again, I mentioned before, it's a thumb screw style method of attachment, so you will need tools to install and basically remove the light from the gun. But let's see, it looks like they give you a couple different attachments. So let me pull that out. So I guess these are the different slots for if you have different kinds of guns. So 1913-1, 1913-2, 1913-3, 1913-4, Universal 2, and then the Universal 1 is already on here. If they didn't make Universal 1 for Glocks, I'd be really surprised, but it looks like that is the appropriate one for Glock. I have not put the actual battery in it yet, but I'm too excited and I just wanted to put it on there and see. Yeah, so I already kind of like chipped the thumb screw for installment already with, you know, the flathead, and maybe I just don't know how to use a flathead, who knows. But anyway, I'm excited about this. Pretty much if you were to put this light on, I guess that's the good thing about it is that, you know, one, it is secure with a thumb screw. Two, you're probably not going to be taking it on and off all the time because of its size being so small. You would just keep it on the gun at all times. That being said, you will be limited to holsters that are compatible with the Glock 19 and the TLR7 light, so you will have to have one made. What I do really like is the profile now being like just this block out front, because like Glocks are blocky and that's just what that's what, you know, people like them for, and so I think that's one of the things that excites me a little bit. It looks like there's also a lockout function, and so basically you see right here, you can rotate the bezel to essentially make it so that you won't accidentally activate the light. I will have to actually put a battery in here, so we're going to put a battery in it, and then we're going to come back and kind of look at that again. So give me just a moment. Should be like a running commercial or something going on right now. If you're watching this, it's because the editor was too lazy to edit over this part.
A few moments later.
Oh man, they don't even give you the Allen wrench you need to like actually install this thing.
More moments later.
Oh yes, I just happened to find the right one near me.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
So you just have to like, this is pretty tedious, but it's just 3 Allen wrench screws that are on the back plate that you just have to unscrew. It's kind of in like a triangle shape. You can see upside down triangle. This is the front of the light, back of the light. You just take those screws out.
2 hours later.
Holy shit, did I do this wrong? There's like exposed circuitry now? Kind of scared actually. Oh my god, maybe you just unscrew the front cap? Fuck. I'm hella dumb. So now I have to screw in these screws that I just undid for no apparent reason. See, this is why you actually read the instructions instead of just opening shit randomly and trying to make things work. Hopefully I didn't fuck this up too bad. Also hope no one from Streamlight's watching this, because if I broke it, I'd have to send it in for warranty, you know. Fuck that. Well, in a sense, that is a good thing, even though I had to find out the extremely hard way on how to install the battery, is that you don't actually have to take apart the screws in the back. Which is really good. Good news, actually. Is plus towards the front or the back? Okay, there we go. So there's an indicator on the side. Once again, not great at reading instructions, so, you know, that's my own fault. Alright, so now I've got that tightened down. Holy shit, that's bright. Okay, so it's actually really bright comparatively. There is a hot spot and then kind of like a spread a little bit. As you can kind of see there, so you do have like kind of a spotlight, and then it's gonna be faded out on the back, but it is 500 lumens, so that is really bright. So let's actually put that back on the pistol and see where this takes us. So yeah, always read the instructions, make sure you know how to do this kind of stuff before you actually take apart things that you don't actually need to, like exposing circuitry on the back end of the Streamlight when you didn't need to do that in the first place to install. So it's pretty tight. It looks like there's a little bit of space that you can kind of see in between the trigger guard and the light. I don't know that that really matters about anything. Just thought I'd mention it. So I'm curious about this lockout function. So you twist up, I believe, and I think that deactivated. Nope, still activated. Okay, yes, so I have it in the right position. So now if you are carrying it, you activate, it doesn't actually turn anything on. And then if you put it into active mode, that allows you to turn the light on. Now, so basically, I think it's a toggle switch. So you hold down and it's going to be momentary until you release your finger and that will turn it back off. Or you can tap the light on and now it's on, tap it and it's off. So it's not as... I think the switchology on the X300 is still better in the sense where you push forward for momentary and then you actually push the lever down and swivel it into position for constant. I think that's still a better system, but on a size package profile this small, it actually works pretty well, considering that it actually taps on really easily, and momentary function, you just push and then hold and release to let go. Same thing, you just shift your thumb from the frame down to momentary and then tap for constant. So I actually think this is still a really good system. Maybe not as nice as the X300, but for the size and for what I need it for, I think this is going to be really good. The other thing is I think it actually looks really cool just because this is kind of like the nerdiness in me, but I think it kind of gives it's sort of a little bit more of like a sci-fi-ish appearance. I don't know, but I just think it gives it looks really attractive to me, at least. I think it works well. We'll have to see though, because I won't actually be able to use this light on this gun until I actually have a holster for it, and that's could be a little bit down the road. And so it's kind of one of those things where I'm probably just gonna have to play around with it a little bit as more of like a home defense style light, but you just tap it on. Now it is kind of a more like yellowish tint. So this is the Surefire. I don't know if you can tell, but I guess this is the Surefire. This is the TLR1. I guess the Surefire looks more yellowish under the camera, but when I'm looking at them, the TLR7 Streamlight actually looks a little bit yellower than, and the X300 looks a bit more white, but it's kind of almost like reversed here. I don't know, that's kind of weird. But in any case, it doesn't matter, light's lights, so I think it's good. And I'll have to keep playing around with it and see how that goes. But I won't, unfortunately, get too much use with it until I actually have a holster that I can carry with it. But I know that there's a lot of companies now that are working on that, and the TLR7 has been out for quite some time now, so there should be some good molds for that. So if that's something that you're interested in, I would say it's definitely worth checking out, especially because comparatively to like the APC style lights, the switches are not as responsive as I'd like them to be, in my experience, just with like the same kind of function where you hold down for momentary and then you tap for constant. When I was playing with the APLC, it didn't seem to respond as well to the exact function that I wanted it to do, whereas with the TLR7, it did, where I could tap it on, tap it off, or momentary hold, release, and it turns off. It's doing exactly what I want the light to do when I'm pushing the button with purpose. So that's kind of a nice function. Aesthetically, I think they look great. I'd really like to put one of these on my 19X. I just hope that Streamlight follows suit with the TLR1 and makes the TLR7 in that kind of anodized goldish tan color. So I'd really like to get one of those when they come out. Also, the price is really attractive. I actually bought it with a coupon code, so it was actually pretty cheap. I think I got it for like around 90 bucks or so shipped. So good price. Even at the regular price, I think it's like 120-ish or something like that. I think it's still a really great price for a good light. Streamlight makes really good quality stuff. They're waterproof, they're shockproof, they're very durable, and so I'll have to kind of see how that goes with this guy. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you. I really want to put it on my Roland without the comp, but that's going to take a minute to set up, so I'm going to go ahead and try that out. Now, mind you, it is kind of a pain in the ass to switch this out back and forth, with it being this sort of like a thumb screw style setup. But once again, I think it's the gun and the light combination are small enough that you're not going to need to take it off for really any reason, unless the holster you're trying to use the gun with doesn't accommodate it. So that's kind of where it's a little bit of a trade-off. Is it's a smaller light, so you're just going to have to kind of deal with the nuances of it. Okay, so that's pretty much on there. So that's with the comp on there, but because it's flush, let's say I want to run it lower profile and just not have the compensator on there. The coil spring, and it's go time. Alright, so that's actually pretty cool. So this is my base Roland gun, except without the comp and the KKM barrel, and because it's flush, kind of gives that like nice compact tactical sort of utility look. Got my red dot on and everything, and yeah, I mean, seems like it would be. I mean, this is kind of a good little setup, you know. I just really need that holster to accommodate for the light, and it'd be good to go. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you. This is my kind of overview of the Streamlight TLR7. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that was kind of helpful if this is something that you're kind of contemplating, whether putting on your carry gun or putting it on, you know, any kind of, whatever kind of gun you want to put it on, because it'll fit onto all different kinds of rails. You know, obviously they come with a bunch of different adapters. So yeah, thanks for watching the video. Please like and subscribe if you like that video. Please also like and subscribe if you like my cool gun wall with cool guns on it, or they're lame guns, whatever you think. I don't know. Maybe you don't like any of this kind of stuff, so then don't subscribe. I really could care less. But yeah, basically, thanks for watching, and we'll have more videos coming out soon. We also have Facebook and Instagram, so you can definitely check it out on there. I do post a lot of stuff on Instagram and Facebook that you're not going to see in the YouTube channels, so if you like that, check it out. It's DWAI_videos. No, not underscore, dot. DWAI.videos.com, not .com. There's no website, just that if you're searching it up on Instagram. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you next time.